The trash guy came after the ones from earlier before the fat lady tried to do a scam in the alley. And eventually, like, I knocked people back to 2022. So that was after 20, but this bed existed in 2017. Before I'm gonna take it apart and put it with this stuff in my Elgin storage, just in case I'm gonna print out my flyers in my OneDrive in a printout form after I use my air fryer for the first August when I got it after 2021. I'm 32 this year, and this was even 2017, so it added a whole nother flavor to my age 32 after 2022 was after the end of 2020. That was after the end of 2020, 21. So this existed in 2017 before 2020 January, 2017 March, 2022 February, and so on. But it didn't have the writing until, like, so it existed all the Aldi before 2019, all the jewels, but the writing didn't exist until all after Des Plaines when I used my air flyer up before people started trying to come out claiming that they existed the whole time. I knocked you the fuck out, and that this is also election year. You'll see Aaron Water show, and there's also a certain thing coming after 2017 before Aaron Water show 2022 was after Olympics. 2021 was moved. So there was a coronavirus, and I was getting attacked by Big Man, Joe Sayel, and the thing for even in 2016, even in 2012. So when I knocked the nigga out, this has nothing to do with anything before 442 or anything before 2010, which is coming, like, but there may be a 10th of the month rise, there may be a 10th month, but that will be 2025. So the vertical rise is at the end, just like I said. So I added 32, and then in the K I added bottom 90, and to the left I added 2015, to the right I had 2020 with a bend in between. That's above. So I still have 4%. So I could go one more time to the my kitchen, and I could show you what's in there, because there could be a kitchen when I first had my Roku camera, kitchen when I first had my TV, kitchen with air fryer, and then this was 2017 before my air fryer, but I wrote on it before I was in Des Plaines. So eventually, like, part of the breakthrough that I had when I was in this room after 2022, I said I asked Smith G, said a nigga, and then this room after, there's plenty, even when my desktop was done, when my new desktop is in the mail, I'm going to put it in my Elgin. Some of my photo albums was ordered, and I used my air fryer because room just so happened to bring me bread. That was, you see, so I have this, and I put my X-Lax peeled back, and this kind of looks like the printer that I got, that I ordered. So eventually, it could relate to a certain connection. I got my peel here, and it could relate to a certain connection. People don't know the mystery of pills like I do. They say, oh, like, people can't even see what I'm thinking, but it's like when I do a selfie, it will remind me of things. But it's like, I'm not selfie man, you see. I could go to the military, I could go to the hospital, but I could also go in America to different things. You see, Galileo was before the hospital. So, like, people would get mad in America saying, who is that? Because the line had 5 colors last year, and before the Aaron Waters show, and now the drawers and the thing after I got my Roku camera, after I ordered my desktop, and now I'm ordering another desktop after I ordered more cameras, after my broken TV was before my drawer was in storage, but I didn't have that TV until after 2017 Silver's TV, when all those photos got deleted, because this bed wasn't rolling on, but it existed with my silver TV. But 2016 was after 2015. So if you split this in half without an end of the decade, without a thing, it will turn into like a triangle or a shape where a lot of objects of thought go into a certain connection with the 32 and 21. So yeah, it would go a certain way. But I got it on video. But if I go to the kitchen, you'll see my stuff in there. So I'm going to take this pill, but I have to wait, because when I was eating my burger, I started choking real bad. That's how bad people wanted to kill me in 2016 when I was hospital. So they were saying, oh, we don't exist, but they didn't know that they were in secret when they called the police on me after I used to write emails in that room last year, before whatever air fryer was, even in 2023, before I was 32, and then the last year, so 32 in this month of first year month since I was 32, and the 2023 after I was already in my 30s, after 2022 was already before 2022 was already before the middle of the year. That year was before Aaron Waters show, and then this year when I'm 32 in 1 month, it's been the first 10 days. You see, the first week after all October football, all everything before whatever Passover was this year after whatever But the thing is that when I look at my peel, when I look at this, when I look at my order, I'll be doing a revelation about my printouts because people will say that he's crazy because you didn't exist last year before the Aaron Waters show, but someone says that it's interesting to see. Like, I won't even be thinking about championship, won't even be thinking about a selfie, but people had a way. The fat lady started raping me. How did you even get access to someone's sex in this year, after last year, after 2012? So it would be like there would be a neighbor upstairs. He even different 2015. But people will say, oh, we want to return after the air fryer, but there's been so many changes when they called the police last year, and then the desk playing this year before they return. After July is shifting to August, and only in the 25th, you see. So I will never remember. It gets harder. It gets to a certain time. Half the year in August, half the year in March, half the year in October can be after March, but you won't know what's in between because the numbers in between the boards will be like a 2023, 2022, but a 32 in the 7 month in the middle would be a key. So if I mention things that I mentioned this was in 2017, it will be like a certain storage in a different place. So people will say that he's crazy because when he smacked the elections at the nigga, that was after 2016. So eventually there's age 32 after 2022 half and half side 22 21 22 20 32 connected by October will be different than a 22 24 high school championship, you see. So eventually, like, I have to watch my other video to see. So the process of what I was saying, because eventually, like, people wanted to get me out of my thing. Like, I was persecuted, but somehow they returned because they were saying that we didn't exist one at a time, like, when they get the fuck out my shit. So they were saying he was crazy because you never existed, but you keep trying to talk like a faggot out my window, and you keep saying, oh, I'm finna get your man because there was no law when you harassed the boy and you did exist, and he said, I'll knock you the fuck out. But now you're telling people you believe in Jesus because he knocked the president out your mouth, but you were telling people, oh, I want people to feel bad, I want people to get in trouble, but he was already getting in trouble when there was no law. When you attacked him, he knocked you the fuck out. But now you're telling people you existed in secret. They were somehow being safe raping him because he was a young man, you see. I knock you the fuck out. I knock your toes out your mouth. So that was my 90, 60. So people attacked me in 2016, age 25, 25th today. Also, see, that's a big thing. So it's the 25th of age 32 in first month, you see. So it's also a big thing. August came after the 25th. It didn't come after the 2023. So 25th was before 2023, but 22nd was after 2020, and then 2017 was before 2022 Aaron Waters show, and then 2021 was after the 17 in between. So that's how things start flowing. But I have to end it with a doorway. I have to end it with an election. I have to end it with the current time because it's still the same sky that the Aaron Waters show flows on, but it's after 2022. So it's like people will say, oh, I can fly, but as long as people do the thing, it's good because people will be like, how did you get there? But at what point did this have a certain type of writing on here? You see, so it'll be raw. Yeah, real military. Sometimes the boy was evil, but I can't be no lame. The Duke lady said, I don't even think the lady Duke. You see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. But Detroit some was too thick, so it'll be like creepy people getting access to me because the nigga raw. But if I told you like how raw niggas get there, it's not even listening. People don't even listen to Gucci Mane, you see. So like people be like, you see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So they'll be like, raised or like I be like, we have to see if you go to Brenneman, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, you see. So people love movies. It's not recording, it's a movie, you see. So people will be in a movie, they'll be like, it's like a black art, you see. People will be like, oh, we from slavery, and it's true. But if you portray something and it sound right, kids will grow up with the mystery of God. And they'll say, hey, so it's like when I used to get attacked by Josiel and Giselle, I didn't want my girl to be taken by a Mexican. I didn't want your crybaby man to fake stunt like his shit came, so I knocked you the fuck out into your face. I didn't need no Latino knife-wielding murderer, you see? So people started getting angry. So the mono funky bitch started, they want to hide. I said, get your funky ass out of my house 2017. So like a lot of people were like after me years and years thinking that they were going to get comfy off of my house, and my man had, I forgot, you was the whole one attacking, raping people in secret. He had his first apartment when he was 17 and your crybaby ass